We were just talking about the definition. What is a buffer? It's nothing but solution of weak acid and a salt with a strong base. That means whenever our pH is disturbed, so this buffer will come and it will just neutralize either excess acid or excess base, so that pH is always maintained constant. So that is our blood pH is always 7.4. So we have three different types of buffers. What are those in the blood? Bicarbonate, phosphate and protein buffer. Okay, let us first talk about the bicarbonate buffer. So the bicarbonate buffer, we have an universal formula if you remember, like we have H2CO3 splitting into HCO3 minus. We have come across this formula many times when we were doing carbon dioxide exchange inside the RBC, during the formation of HCl inside the parietal cells of the stomach. Many times this formula comes H2O plus CO2, it forms H2CO3. H2CO3 splits into H plus and HCO3 minus. Okay, what is the enzyme involved? Do you remember?
Carbonic anhydrase.
Very good, carbonic anhydrase. To which this simple mass here, beta. So by the law of mass action at equilibrium, so if you just apply this Ka, you are writing this as numerator H plus SCO3 minus, and you are bringing this H2CO3 into denominator. Now you are just applying this dissociation constant K is nothing but H2CO3. The equation is now rewritten. That means you are bringing H this side and K is going to this side. That's why you will see this H2CO3 goes up and HCO3 comes down. This is something like simple mass beta. You need to have little knowledge of mass. So now you are taking reciprocals and logarithms of logs. That means you are just applying log to this. Instead of writing H, you are writing like 1 by H plus. So again it goes upside down. Okay, log 1 by Ka plus log HCO3. The same formula you are just applying log here. Okay, so once log is applied, again log 1 by Ka is nothing but pKa. This is considered as constant. So instead of writing log 1 by Ka, you are writing pKa. Log 1 by H is nothing but pH. So instead of writing log 1 by H, you are writing pH. Instead of log 1 by Ka, you are writing pKa, and again rewriting the same thing. So that means pH is nothing but pKa plus log HCO3 is base, H2CO3 is an acid. So like that. So this is actually the blood buffer, bicarbonate buffer system. So when you talk about this, basically you have a ratio like what is that is like 24 by 1, almost 24 means what? The above one is base and below one is acid. That means base is 24 times more present in the blood than acid. Why do we have so much of base in the blood? Because see, whatever end products in our metabolism, suppose if it is glycolysis, end product is lactic acid. No, suppose it is fatty acid synthesis or metabolism, there you will see ketone bodies which are acids. That means most of our body end products are acids. So in order to neutralize, we have so much of base reserve, which is actually called as alkali reserve. Alkali reserve. So alkali is 24 times more present in our body than base, than acid. Sorry, alkali is nothing but base. No? So 24 by 1, 1.2. See here, above 1, HCO3, what is it? Base. H2CO3, what is it? Acid. So how much is base? 24. How much is acid? 1.2. 12 twos are 24, something like that. It comes to, if you take this point above, it becomes 20. So basically the pH is 7.4. Now you are just deriving that pH is 7.4, pKa is 6.1. So base is 24, acid is 1.2. If you just simplify, log 20 is 1.3. So overall the pH is coming to 7.4. So this is simple mass derivation method. Just try to read once. So in this, what it will be written like is alkali reserve, in the sense in our blood alkali concentration is more when you compare with acid. Okay, here it is 20 by 1 is nothing but alkali is more and acid is less, because our metabolic end products are acids which are neutralized by the alkali. So this is the buffer system which is existing in the blood. Outside, extracellular buffer system is bicarbonate buffer system. Remember this, extracellular fluid. That means inside the blood, inside the plasma, it actively works. There is one more buffer system in our body which is called as phosphate buffer system. This phosphate buffer system is intracellular. You should remember this word. It is present inside the cells, and actually this is more efficient than the bicarbonate buffer. But most of the times this is not available to be seen outside. If it was present outside, that is in the plasma or in the free blood, then this should have been much efficient than bicarbonate buffer. But this phosphate buffer system is found only inside the cells. Remember this fact. Okay, so phosphate buffer is made up of sodium dihydrogen phosphate and disodium hydrogen phosphate. Okay, this is the phosphate, and you can see it is present inside the cells. It's not so much important in plasma. Okay, if it had been present in the plasma, it should have worked much efficiently. This paragraph says. Then we have protein buffer system. So I hope you remember inside the plasma we have plasma proteins like albumin, globulin, prothrombin, fibrinogen. All those also act as buffers to neutralize the acidity or alkalinity. Okay, if it is increased. Finally, the pH is always maintained 7.4. So that is protein buffer system. So if blood buffer is asked, then you have to talk about all this. Actually, blood buffer comes as an essay question, but here it has come as 5 marks question. Anyhow, it will help us read once, you will understand. If you don't understand, you can ask me again. Okay? I hope you understood. Yes, Himad, Ritika, Hema.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta.
Yes.
I was thinking about biologically active peptides and it is here. While
Ma'am, it's
discussing,
done, I
it's
think.
done.
Never mind.
Okay. Ritika, do you remember?
Ma'am, you have the
Uh,
glutathione and the hormones like
Uh,
thyrotropin releasing hormone, vasopressin,
what is the
oxytocin.
definition, beta?
Definition of biology, which plays an important role in functions in the body.
The size is less than 10 amino acids. That definition you should
Oh, okay,
remember.
okay. Okay, okay.
Biologically active peptides. That is the meaning, beta. I'm trying to go to the page. Maybe Ritika doesn't remember. Proteins chapter, the last topic that is yes, this one biology. See, polypeptide usually we will see in protein. If the amino acid length is less than 10 amino acids, then you call it as biologically important. Like just now we were telling glycine metabolism. I told you glutathione is produced from glycine. No, there I told you glutathione is very important. It is acting as coenzymes, but certain enzymes like prostaglandin synthase, lyoxylase. Okay, it helps in the like other examples of this biologically active peptides. We have TRH, thyrotropin releasing hormone. Okay, coming from hypothalamus. Oxytocin coming from posterior pituitary. ADH coming from again posterior pituitary. Angiotensin. This we have seen when we were doing juxtaglomerular apparatus. No, that is like that. Many are given, better. Whichever is easy for you, you choose and talk about it because we know GIT hormones. Many things we know already in this. Okay, Ritika, is that all right?
yes, ma'am.
Huh. Then rDNA and its applications. Recombinant DNA technology. Okay, this is quite lengthy answer, beta, because it is all in counterparts. Try to make you understand. rDNA, recombinant DNA technology. Open your respective pages, Ahmad. I'll tell the page number,
Okay.
Ritika. Try to open, Ritika, you also, you can tell me the
Yes,
page number.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, 578 page, beta.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. See here, rDNA technology is, see, first of all, you should consider one disease better. Something like, suppose if it is, suppose if it is in diabetes mellitus, what is deficient? Insulin is not there.
Insulin.
No, so that means we have designed few techniques with the help of which we can actually synthesize certain proteins which are naturally not synthesized in our body. That technique is actually called as recombinant DNA technology. Okay, we are using certain techniques to prepare these proteins naturally by making use of certain bacteria, so that we will get these proteins as naturally as we have in our body. Now let us see what is this. So suppose, see here, in a person, a particular gene is missing which is coding for this insulin hormone. So for that purpose, you are taking one donor DNA. So in that donor DNA, we are choosing the place which is coding for that particular protein, like insulin hormone. So donor DNA, your that is the desired DNA piece you have cut by making use of an enzyme restriction endonuclease. Okay. Now what you should do, this desired DNA piece has to, we should incorporate into plasmid DNA. This plasmid DNA we usually find in bacteria. Okay. So the extra nuclear genetic material present in bacteria is called plasmid. Apart from the free open genetic material inside the bacterial cell, we also have extra nuclear genetic material in bacterial cell. Those are called as plasmids. Now we are cutting and opening this plasmid with the help of same enzyme, restriction endonuclease. Once you cut open this plasmid, you just incorporate this piece of DNA here. With the help of enzyme ligase, this desired piece of DNA is incorporated into this DNA plasmid. Now you call it as recombinant DNA. Now this recombinant DNA has all the information for the synthesis of desired protein. Our example is hormone insulin. So now you are introducing this plasmid into the bacteria. And of course, this bacteria will have all enzymes which are required for the synthesis of that particular protein, that is insulin. Okay, now this is our plasmid DNA, which is now called as recombinant DNA, which has now successfully synthesized the desired protein. Now you can just separate that protein and use it as a medicine. Okay. So protein encoded by cloned gene, and now the protein is being synthesized by the enzymes available in the bacterial cytoplasm. So this mechanism is actually called as recombinant DNA technology. So generally, that is the basic concept you should know better. Once you know the basic concept, this table you should know. Make a note immediately, 582 page, or take a screenshot. See, you should give this table also. Many bacteria are there, like E. coli, Bacillus subtilis. You should give the examples. I told you bacteria is utilized, no? The plasmid is being cut, and the DNA is part of DNA is being incorporated to form recombinant DNA. So these are the bacteria we can use. We can use fungi, we can use animals, we can use plants. All these can be used for the synthesis of required protein with the help of rDNA technology, recombinant DNA technology. After that, I want you to take the screenshot or page number of this also better. Suppose if you are using bacteriophage, E. coli is the host, and how much size of protein which we can synthesize, 5 to 25 kilo base pairs. Yeast chromosome, okay, and this is the host. This is one of the bacteria. It can synthesize quite a big size of protein, 200 to 2000 kilo base pairs, like that. Okay. Now you will have a list also, beta, like what are the diseases and what can be treated. Very big table is there. Yes, and we can be choosy, like 5 to 6 examples are enough. Yeah, this one. See here. List of human proteins produced by rDNA technology. What I told you is example diabetes, no? Disorder is diabetes and we can synthesize insulin like growth factor. You can choose anemia. Suppose if the person has this hereditary or genetic congenital anemia, we can synthesize hemoglobin erythropoietin. You choose around 5 to 6. Hemophilia, we can synthesize factor 8, B, we can synthesize factor 9. Hepatitis, we can synthesize hepatitis B vaccine with the help of rDNA technology. Please take a photograph of this table also. And or just note this page number, which will help you to choose the examples for rDNA technology. Okay, beta? 5 to 6 exam. This can come as an essay also, though it has come as a short note here. Isoelectric pH, the pH at which you will see basically amino acids will have cation and either cation or anion.
The pH at which the zwitterionic form exists
Ah,
of an amino acid.
yeah. So see this creatinine clearance we have already discussed. Group 1 hormones I will tell you. Functions of immunoglobulin. Tumor markers I hope I told you already. Isn't it tumor markers recently we have studied? Okay. Is Vitterion you want me to show, Ritika?
No, ma'am.
You know the answer. Okay then. It's very simple answer, beta. The pH at which
Yes,
the
ma'am.
amino acid is existing as bitter ion is isoelectric pH. It's electrically neutral. That
Yes.
is the meaning. Creatine
Ah,
clearance. I hope you know, no, beta.
yes.
Okay.
C is equal to UV by P, right?
Tumor markers. I hope we did right. Before the cancer develops, there are certain chemical substances which are increasing in the blood. By checking those chemicals, CEA, carcinoembryonic antigen. I told you it increases in breast cancer.
Yes,
Before,
ma'am.
I told you, I remember very
Yeah, you
clearly.
have discussed, I think. Yeah, tumor
100%
inducing.
we have discussed better. Ritika, are you able to recollect better?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I will tell you. Just listen better. You can check the page number
Okay.
later. There is a table there. So before cancer is fully developing in the body, if you want to diagnose in the first stage itself, there are certain markers which will be increasing in blood. They are called as
Okay.
tumor markers. If you just check for those tumor markers, you can go with further diagnostic tests for the confirmation. Okay. To
Okay.
diagnose cancer in a very early stage, we will check for tumor markers. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Group
Yes,
1
ma'am.
hormones I will tell you and immunoglobulin. Immunoglobulin G functions are quite easy. No?
Uh,
Okay. First I will tell you group 1 hormones. Group 1 hormones. I'll give you one code also to remember. Just try to open hormones chapter better. In 427, Deepika.
okay, ma'am.
Yesterday is asking group 1 hormones. No? Very simple it is. I'll tell you. Just look at the screen better. See, examples you should give group 1 hormones. Page you remember the code PAGE page. Progesterone, estrogen, androgen, glucocorticoids. These are the group 1 hormones. We know from where they are released. Isn't it? We know their functions also. Group 1 hormones, mode of action we have studied in physiology in fact. Group 1 hormones, they are released into the blood circulation, isn't it? And inside the blood, you will have receptors, hormone receptor complex. It will go inside the nucleus, and inside the nucleus, it will promote transcription. The transcription will allow translation. That means specific proteins are being synthesized. Of course, this is not us, but still I am telling you, this is the mechanism of action of group 1 hormones. In a different form, this is explained in physiology. Concept is same. Vitamin A also functions like this. Vitamin D also functions like this. Okay. Ritika, is that clear better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, better. That is group 1. Functions of immunoglobulins. Immunoglobulins are nothing but plasma protein. Immunoglobulins, what do they do better?
They're involved in immunological responses, responsible for
Killing of
antigen.
microorganisms.
Yes,
What exactly is the question?
immunoglobulin G.
G. GameD is the code for you to remember better. The types of immunoglobulins. GameD. Anybody has opened immunoglobulins? This number is not given. Simple table is there, but in physiology and also in biochemistry, I remember. If you remember that, you will write everything.
Ma'am, page number 188.
188. Okay, better. Thank you. Table is there, right?
Yes, ma'am, there's a table, ma'am.
That you remember, but I know. Yeah. Yeah, plasma proteins. Very good. This is what I was checking for. Immunoglobulins, not this one. This is the structure of immunoglobulin molecule. Basically, we have this one better. This one you should remember. Game D, I told you, no, the code. We have 5 different types of immunoglobulins: IgG, IgA, IgM, IgD, and IgE. Now, what is the question asked? IgG, right?
IgG.
Yeah. So IgG, see, function is mostly responsible for humoral immunity. Humoral means the immunity which is mediated by the release of antibodies. Serum concentration is given, its molecular weight, carbohydrate percentage. Okay, heavy chain how many, light chains what, kappa and lambda. This picture is heavy chain is gamma. Okay, molecular formula. This one you just learn this table. Anyhow, it will help in other answers also. Okay. That is for immunoglobulin. In case if it comes for 5 marks, again I'll discuss in detail. Okay, for Ritika, I will open tumor markers. It will be easy. Time is there. No? If you look at the table, you will remember better. 691 page. Ritika, please open.
Okay, ma'am.
Cancer chapter. Just
Ah,
look at the screen better. See, this is tumor markers. See, the tumor markers names are given on left side, associated cancers are given on right side. For example, carcinoembryonic antigen is the tumor marker. It is increased in breast cancer, pancreatic carcinoma, lung, stomach, colon cancer. Oncofetal antigens. All these are the tumor markers. They may be increased in respective cancers which are given on right side. Ritika, is that okay, beta? Now you understood?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we will stop here. See you tomorrow then.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.